we live? Perfect, we are. All right, we're gonna wait here until we see some people before we get started. If we get started, if we get people, I should say. Looks like we have a viewer, maybe. If you're viewing this currently, put something in the chat so we can shout out to you and say hi. But I hope to make this more regular and more scheduled, but I'm still learning. So this new program, it's still kind of new to me. I want to make it much more awesome, but I have yet to do that. I'm still trying to figure it out. I spent about 45 minutes trying to figure this out tonight. I was going to try to put some music. I was going to try to do some other things, but you know, it didn't quite work out that way. But once again, if you can hear me and everything sounds okay, leave us a chat, say hi, let us know it sounds okay, let us know everything's working well, because once again, I'm fairly new at this, so we're learning as we go. So tonight's topic, we're going to start calling these little chats Plane Talk, and the Hangar RC Plane Talk with the Hangar RC. I don't know, something. Let us know what you think we should call these little sessions. Like I said, I want to make them more regular, and so they're scheduled so you guys have an idea. And yeah, so we'll get to it. So let's see if we can make this work. Just playing around for the time being. Hey Matt, what's up, brother? Thanks for joining us. I know it's kind of unscheduled and unplanned, but thanks, man. I really appreciate your support. Let me see if this works. This may not work. Let's see. It should change cameras. Let's see here. Maybe? There's a little bit of a lag. Oh, it did. Perfect. Yay. Sweet. They're way color correction on both of them is horrible, but that's all right. We'll switch back here. At least I know it works, which is good. All right. So tonight's topic, we're talking about history, specifically the history of the Hangar RC. I've had a lot of people as of late ask about why, how, who, what, where, you know, and so, you know what, Matt, you've been awesome. I actually have been watching your YouTube videos. That panel plane or whatever it is, looks like it riffles on a gold catching wash plant, that thing is awesome. I want to see it fly better than it did in your video, but hey, make some adjustment. That thing is way cool. I would have never have thought about doing something like that, and that's way cool. And that's what I love about, yes, Louver, that's it. That's what I love about your channel, Matt, and what you put out there is, even if you fail miserably, you're always experimenting. You're always willing to try new stuff, and it's awesome. I love it. Absolutely love what you're doing. Keep it up, brother. You're awesome. So getting back to what we're going to cover here in Plane Talk is we're going to talk about aircraft, RC, the hobby, what's going on, our aircraft, what we have coming up, you know, this type of stuff. In tonight, like I said, had a lot of people. Excuse me while I open my non-sponsored drink of choice. I totally stole that from another YouTube channel I watch. Shout out to Legacy Studios. That's funny, Matt. I have an addiction. What's your origin story? That's awesome. Love it. So tonight, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about what we have, why we started the hangar, what we're doing, and you know, just general stuff about it. And then we're going to actually tonight I'm going to start cutting out one of my all-time favorite planes, mainly just the skin, because I haven't flown in quite some time and it's driving me nuts. And so I've got an itch to really get, and really an itch I need to scratch, and I want to fly. But I've got to build a plane. Now, everybody says, why don't you take one off your wall? Well, they've been hanging on the wall so long that they're kind of droopy and sad. I probably could, but got the itch to also build. and I want to build and I want to fly. So, first things first about the history of the Hangar RC. So, God, has it been 2.5, almost 3 years now? Pushing 3 years. Actually, I guess it would be over 3 years because I started planning and looking in. Hey, Mr. T-Mac, what's up? New work, watch with comments. You had to go to YouTube and search it. Now it works. I don't know why it's. I apologize. You had to go to YouTube. Maybe I shared the wrong link. I hope not. If so, if you guys are members of the squadron, somebody get out there and reshare it. Like I said, still trying to figure this out. I apologize you had to go search on YouTube. But welcome, Mr. T-Mac. We appreciate you coming and joining us. So I guess it was 3 years ago plus. It was 2018 when I started thinking about doing all this. Actually, I was thinking about it before then. But when I really started to plan out the hangar, when I started looking into actually doing it, what had happened, and I kind of talked about this in our last stream. If you haven't seen that, it's under our live videos on our YouTube channel. So what I did was I started creating these skins, and they were skins for flight test planes because I wasn't happy with spray painting. I know there's a lot of people who like to spray paint them, but even though I'm good with an airbrush, I shouldn't say I'm good. I'm decent with an airbrush. I really didn't like the process because it was a long process, and even with an airbrush, I couldn't get the results I wanted. Now I know some of you are probably masters at the airbrush, and not me. I mean, better than me. And I struggled with painting my airframes. It always warped. It always warped the foam board, and it always didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. Sorry, I got distracted. My daughter was there. Just excuse me 1 minute. Miley, hold on. I'll be right back. Miley, let him go. Tear the bag open and dump them all in. Sorry, I apologize. Kids are home. It's crazy. Anyway, details are time consuming with an airbrush. So it was crazy. I just wanted something better. So I started designing these skins for flight test planes. The very first skin I designed, or one of the first skins I designed, is for the Tiny Trainer. It was a Seattle Seahawks skin. I had a ton of people reach out and say, hey, can you make me one? And I had to decline a lot of people, unfortunately, because I didn't want to get in trouble with the NFL and with the Seattle football team organization. Even though we're big Seahawks fans here in the household, it just didn't. Anyway, it didn't go well. I couldn't do what I wanted to do. I couldn't produce that skin. So I went to my next skin. I went to kind of more or less a kind of like the Texan, or not the Texan, the Wasp, military type of skin on the Tiny Trainer. And so I had huge success with it, and so I started to think about this whole skinning thing. And I really, are we paused? Are we having connection issues? Could somebody tell me in the comments, are we having connection issues? Looks like we are. I could be wrong. I don't know. Let me kill this. Hope we're not having connection issues. It says it's okay. It doesn't say it's great. Say it's okay. Anyway. I'm wondering if this is still going. This has got me concerned. Let me check something. Hold on. Should be good. We're good? Glitch a few, we're good? Okay. As long as we're good. Mine is really wigging out, and I'm freaking out about it now because, once again, I don't know about these live streams. Anyway. So, where was I? Oh, yeah. So I started designing these skins, and I wanted to offer it to the public. It was something that nobody else was really doing. I mean, there were some skins on the forums that people could print off. Audio is fine, good. I just hope the video's gonna catch up. Maybe it's just my connection. I don't know. Anyway, so there were some skins that people released on the forums, but people couldn't, some people would go to like what we have around here is called Alpha Graphics. I'm not sure if you guys have those around, or a Kinko's, or a FedEx, or UPS store, or whatever, wherever they can print wide format. And sometimes those skins got pretty pricey. And the whole point of the foam board airplane was make it so it's cost effective. And, okay, now we're back to green, which is still weird because mine's still paused. I won't worry about it. To make it cost effective. So I wanted to offer people, because I had a ton of people reach out to me about the skins, something that can be cost effective, but can also be, something that is very high quality. Even though they're foam board airplanes and they're quote unquote disposable, they're something that can, that's the way I was able to get into the hobby, is because of that. So anyway, I did a bunch of research about skins, about paper, about best way to put the skins on the paper. Speaking of, this right here is one of my very first samples that I printed. And it's old, it's crinkled and everything because it's just been in storage, but I don't want to get rid of it. I hope you guys can see that. Somebody leave me a message if you can see the video stream. I'm hoping. Anyway, this is a tiny trainer wing. In fact, on the back you can see the test prints we did. So this is actually what Flight Test is currently doing. This was my very first test print. This was, it was 3 to 4 years ago. There's my dog, I apologize, she's wanting to go in. It was 3 to 4 years ago that we did this. This is it's the UV printed. It's completely waterproof wherever the ink touches. So like this white stripe right here is not waterproof because the ink didn't touch it. Now if I would have made that a little bit gray, it would have been completely waterproof. So this is a UV printed skin. Everything was going awesome for these, and I had a company that would do them because obviously the printers are, and being a graphic designer, I'll be honest, is the video fine, Mr. T-Mac? I know the audio's fine. Is the video fine? Please let me know, because I want you guys to see this skin. But being this printed on a UV printer is completely waterproof. You can run water, water beads up. It's great. My problem is the printers for these things are, they're 150,000 on up for one printer, okay? And the technology's been around for years and years and years. And I say that probably, I'll bet it's been 10 years or more that the technology's been around to do this. They're flatbed printers, they're super awesome. This particular kit, which I wouldn't have done, just has a, this one was actually cut with like a X-Acto knife, and it's not even an X-Acto knife, it's a serrated knife on a flatbed. It's kind of like a plotter, but it basically does this and cuts it. So it's got the little cut marks. I would have never done that. I would have fork over your firstborn. Exactly, Matt, exactly. So here's the thing. This is great. I would have put it on a laser, but this is great. But the place that I had that did this, it's a specialty print shop, somebody I've had a relationship with a long time with, and anyway, $30 a sheet, that's my cost, $30 a sheet of foam board to print. So if your kit has, let's just take the simple one like the Vulture, if your kit has 3.5 sheets of foam board, you can imagine how much that would scale up, and eventually you have an airframe that's $100, $150, $200. Now, I'm glad the audio is consistent. We'll have to work on that. I'm not sure if it's my connection or what. We'll have to work on that. Maybe I'm streaming it too high of a frame rate. Anyway, thank you. I'm glad that that's thing. as long as you guys have seen this, I hope I held it up long enough that you can see it. But anyway, the point being is nobody, especially at the time, would want to pay $160 for a foam board airplane. They're disposable, if you will. It's not like it's I don't know, they're not your balsa covered foam, or they're not even like a ready to fly or almost ready to fly that you go buy from Horizon Hobby, right? It's foam board. It's meant to be easily replaceable, quick and simple, done deal, right? And so anyway, I went out and did all this. I did the research. They got me an estimate back. It was $30 a sheet of foam board. And in fact, when Flight Test started doing theirs, and when Overstreet started putting his on, or started showing his, I went back out just to see. I went back out to my printer just to see how much it would be. And it was pretty dang near close to the same price. And I want to get people into the hobby like I was able to get in the hobby at a lower cost point. And I don't know if I wouldn't be willing to spend, $150 on a foam board kit. I don't know that I can feel good about offering that. And is because it added rigidity to the foam board. And I'll be honest, that's kind of where I started with the Tiny Trainer, with that Tiny Trainer that I did that everybody loved. The Tiny Trainer was out of a heavier stock. Now, did it fly heavier? Yes. Did you have to potentially add some nose weight? Yes, because it's a heavier paper. But now we've found a lightweight paper that we're going to start offering soon that is about the same weight as the paper that comes on the foam board. So we're able to not add that extra weight. Now, it doesn't reinforce the airframe. It doesn't make the airframe any stronger like the heavy-duty stuff does or the heavyweight paper does. But, and the other thing I don't quite like about it 100% is it doesn't quite hold the color quite as well, but to the untrained eye, it would be nobody would know. Matt has actually tried the new paper. That's, I do believe I sent you an airframe that had one on. I can't remember what it was. Anyway, it is awesome paper, and we've actually got it. So there you go. Matt says the weight savings is worth the lack of strength increase. So we're going to offer both papers, so people know. Just be aware that if you got the heavy duty paper, you may have to add some nose weight, but it definitely makes the airframe stronger. Now, so we have the two papers coming out. The lightweight paper doesn't quite print as well, but we've got it adjusted with our printers and our print process to the point that it is almost as good as the other. It's good enough in my boat, and that's saying something. I'm kind of a perfectionist when it comes to that. So that's kind of where we're going with our skins. If I could honestly afford to do the UV printed paper or foam board right on directly on the foam board, I would do it in a heartbeat. I really would. It's just not feasible. It's just not economical, and I want to get people into the hobby as low cost as possible. So that being said, we started releasing airplanes. The very first airframe we released was the Vulture, and I don't even have one on the wall because I haven't built one for a while, and I crashed one of my original ones. Well, my kids crashed it actually, which is awesome because my kids can fly and they have a blast. Anyway, so we had the Vulture, and I designed the Vulture. It's based off the Paper Snob. Yes, I am. I'm a graphic designer. I am a paper snob. We had the Vulture. We based it off the Buzzard Bombshell. We did that because I've always been a sucker for the golden era of flight back in the 30s and 40s. I always have loved those RC aircraft. They're easy to fly. They're high float. They just sit up there. That's why I designed the Vulture. After I designed the Vulture, this was 2018 to 2019, I started thinking, well, it's going to be kind of hard to run a business, if you will, and design airframes. Although I love to design airframes. Looks like we got 3 people on now. That's awesome. I apologize for the video feed if it's not going anywhere, but I'm hoping it's decent. Anyway, so I started gathering designers, people I knew online and around the country that could design amazing airframes. Now, I would love to say I designed all our airframes, but no, it's just not feasible to try to run everything and to do videos and whatnot. It just is not feasible. So I gathered up a group of designers. Every single one of them is amazing, and I really couldn't do it without them. I appreciate them. Their designs are awesome. For example, Kylan Browning designed our 7. I don't have one of those. Not our 7. Our 7 right here. He designed our 7. He was kind of the first release after my Vulture that I designed. Our next one was designed by Rick. I guess it's over here. Is the Wasp up in the corner there. Rick Harlan out of Texas. He is an amazing designer. More from him coming shortly, so be prepared for that. And then our third, besides, I guess our 4th airframe, third besides the Vulture, was the Texan, that guy right there. And he was designed by Jared Rottenberger. You guys probably recognize his name. He's been to Flight Fest numerous times. Anyway, so we've got more coming. We kind of had a rough summer, and I'll be the first to admit that. I'll be completely transparent with you guys. It kind of ended up being a crazy summer for me personally, and had a lot of stuff going on. So anyway, and I'll be honest, it was mainly my family stuff, and family for me is most important, and it should be for you too. So anyway, now we're back in the groove thing. We're building up our arsenal for our winter build season. We're trying to, hopefully over the next 3 or 4 or 5 months, we're going to be releasing airframes like crazy. We've got a lot of work to do. I ask you to be patient with us, but we're going to be cranking out the airframes for sure. Absolutely. We've got some really fun stuff. We've got some more Pro Series like the Texan. We've got some simple builds like the Vulture coming up. You're going to love it. You are absolutely going to love it. That being said, do you have any more comment? How long have we been doing this? I forgot to set my timer. Oh, there we go. 23 minutes. Perfect. I really hope the video is coming out. I'm a little bit worried about that. I need to figure that out. But if not, we'll download the audio and maybe we'll start a podcast. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not doing a podcast. At least not yet. Yes, just one more thing to add to the plate. Why I've got your attention before I start cutting out and taking questions. Look what we have here. Anybody recognize this from our posts? Yeah, it's our brand new packaging for our power kits. Need biplanes. Matthew, welcome. We got 2 Matthews on, Baker and Allen. Baker, you've got it. We've got a couple of biplanes coming out. You've probably seen our social media posts for the World War I biplane. We've got that coming out, and then we've got another one that I can't tell you about right at this moment, but it's coming. It's coming. Anyway, these are our power kits, brand new packaging for them. Before our power kits, we just kind of, they were like to go in a hobby store where they hang on a little thing. Now we've got them nice and packaged up so that when you go to your local hobby store, if they carry our stuff, which, by the way, we've expanded our hobby store offering probably 3 or 4 times here in the past couple months. And there's a very special person that eventually I'm going to introduce you to who has been responsible for that. He knows who he is, and I want to have him on a live stream like this or on one of our shows. I'm not going to tell you who he is quite yet, but he has actually gone out to his local hobby shops, and there's a mosquito in here. And he's gone out and said, hey, you need to carry the Hangar RC stuff. They're awesome, and kind of done the selling for us, and I really appreciate it. I'm super, super excited, and I owe him big time. Anyway, our brand new power kits, this is what they look like. All the same, great product, just kind of in a nifty package. So that when you see this in your hobby store, instead of picking individual pieces for the hobby shop owner off the shelf, they can just, here's the kit. So anyway, that's that. Any questions so far? Lots of things, like I said, lots of things coming. You just got to be patient with us. We just got done. This is my kids. This is what I love. This is why I love the hobby right here. We've offered this kit for a little bit of time. And this is our Corsair Chuck Glider. But this is funny. This is my son right there, Seattle Seahawks. But we just haven't had 2 seconds to do the build video. We have actually filmed the build video now, and the build video is coming. We're working on editing right now, right? So, I love this. Like I said, I love this. This is what my kids did. They colored. They each picked a half of the plane. My son and one of my daughters did the other side. Actually, I think I did that just, nope. Yep, this is the way it was. But this is our Corsair Chuck Glider. Build video coming soon. These are awesome. Which motor is in our power kit? It really depends on which power kit you order. Yes, reach out to info@thehangarrc.com. Baker, I'm going to call you Baker because we have 2 Matthews on here. Info@thehangarrc.com or shop@thehangarrc.com. Those are both email addresses that they can reach out to, and we will get back to them as soon as possible. Would love it, Baker, if you would get out there. So Alan, was it Alan? Asked which motor. So this is the Texan power kit. They look very similar. They just have different, obviously, titles. So this one comes with 3 947 slow fly props, a 30 amp ESC, 4 9-gram servos, and a 2212 1400 kV motor. There is a post in the squadron. There is. You two live real close to the flight test guys. That doesn't matter. I love flight test. I love Josh Bix. Okay, love Bixler. It doesn't matter. We would love to be in the hobby shops. Anyway, back to the Chuck Glider. Build video coming soon. These are awesome. A lot of fun for your kids. We do offer free plans for this, or we hope that people will pick these up as kind of like an add-on. So like if someone orders one of our airframes and they have a kid that isn't quite up to the level of flying yet, they just pick one of these up so they can build alongside their kids. Because really that's what it's all about. That's one of the reasons I got in this hobby, not only because I love aviation and I love the hobby, but I wanted something I could do with my son. My son is really big into sports. I can say I'm kind of into sports. Not so much, not as much as he is, and not as much as my wife is, believe it or not. But I really wanted something I could do with my son that we could bond together and share those special memories. And so we started offering Chuck Gliders. That specific Chuck Glider was actually designed by Rick Harland out of our West Texas design facility, what we're calling it. Those guys are crazy. It's fun. Black foam and chalk. I never thought about that. That is cool. How does it rub off? Does it rub off well so you can redo it? Or does it just make a mess? But that's awesome. Sidewalk chalk and black foam. I didn't think about that. Maybe we'll have to offer, we'll try that out first. But that's something, got me thinking about that. Anyway, so kind of the history, I wanted to go over it. I'm going to grab my, this is the kit I'm cutting out. This is a heavy duty skin. One of my favorite designs, believe it or not, for the Vulture, but not one that's sold very well. I've only sold a few of these compared to the other designs, which we've sold quite a few of those. So, but I love this specific design. This is one of my favorites. It just looks awesome in the air. You can use hairspray. Oh, that's good to know as well. So you cut out the black foam into a Chuck Glider, or a plane for that matter. You let your kids color on it with chalk, and then you spray it with hairspray, and it's permanent, or somewhat permanent. That's a good idea. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try that. I'll let you guys know, as I'll let you see some posts about it. That's a great idea. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, This once again, this is the Vulture. This is one of my favorite airframes, not only because it was designed by me, but it's just relaxing to fly. Like when I pick up the Wasp, I kind of freak out. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be crazy because it's fast. But I love this guy because my kids can fly it, and it's easy to build, and it's just a fun airframe. So I'm gonna start cutting out some of these parts while we sit here and chat for a minute. Because I really need to get a plane built so I can get back in the air. It has been way too long. What else can I tell you while I do this? Some of the biplanes we got coming. I wish I could tell you about the one. I can't even remember what post it was. Let me check my phone really quick. Give me 2 seconds here. Just because I have so many things on my brain that I can't remember. World War II biplane. Designed by Jared Rottenberger. It will be a Pro Series. And it is a Sopwith Camel. That's what you ask for. Everybody wants World War I. Sorry, I said World War II. World War I biplanes. That's what we're going to do. So our first biplane we probably will be releasing is the Camel. Yeah, see, Alan says he's going to do it as well because it is black foam board. I never thought about that. That is awesome. That is way awesome. So yes, for you, Baker, that's here it is. Look, on my phone, right there. That's horrible. Focus on that thing. Right there. That's what we're doing. HRC Camel. I mean, Sopwith Camel. Biplane, it's going to be awesome. We still have a few things to work out on it. But hopefully that'll be one we're releasing soon. We hope. So here's kind of the process we went through. I want to show you this. This, I don't know if you can see this color. This is a Vulture vertical stabilizer and rudder, right? So this is done with the lightweight our lightweight paper, right? The lightweight skin, and this is on our heavyweight skin. Maybe you can see the difference. See the difference in saturation? Oh, no, maybe not. I can't tell. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can see the difference. You might be able to. Okay, there we go. So the picture's horrible. I need to fix that. Anyway, so the saturation is definitely different, and even though since we printed this, we tweaked the other one a lot. It's a lot closer than even that is showing on the video. So everything's good. It's going to be awesome having our 3. You forgot about that post. Yeah, HRC Camel coming soon. We did that on the the Red Baron. Hello, the Red Baron's anniversary. So yes, we are planning on it. We've got the plans. Oh, look at this. Oh, that is awesome. So, Mr. T just sent me a picture, and I'm going to zoom in. Do you care if I share, Mr. T? Can I share it? Can I show it? Leave me a comment. Let me see. It's awesome. He just sent me these on Messenger of his kids doing the chalk thing, which I absolutely love. Give him a second to respond. I know the chat's a little bit delayed, but I'll show you. Awesome. Matt, thanks for joining us. Matt Allen, appreciate it. I really appreciate you coming. Thank you. If you guys didn't know, Matt is from the Aviation RC Noob. Matt Allen is from the Aviation RC Noob podcast. I've got my mug over there somewhere, kind of in the middle of a production run, and it's kind of a mess in here. Yeah, he said I can share it out. So look at this. Look at this. There's his kid on black foam board coloring with chalk. That is awesome. Let's see what other picture he sent me really quick. Oh, there we go. I'm going to cut out their faces but I'll show you. That is awesome. I don't know if you can see that. That is so cool. Absolutely love it. Oh yeah, and I love, here's the other thing you can do, which is really cool. Let's see if I can zoom in on this. Stickers. Oh, that's bad. SpongeBob SquarePants right there on the top. I know you can't see that. Oh, maybe you could. There it is. Right there. Awesome. Love it. Love the idea. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for that idea. I am definitely going to share that out, and I'm going to totally steal it. But I will give you all the credit because that was your idea for sure. So what I'm doing right now is I'm grabbing not that one. Did I miss a page? I might have not printed out the page. Oh, there it is. So I'm working on the vertical stabilizer right now. And let's just see how long we've been going. Make sure we're not... Okay, perfect. Working on the vertical stabilizer. And kind of showing you the process. Even though we have YouTube videos on this, kind of showing you what I do. So the very first thing I do when I'm going to build an airframe is I cut out the skins. Because for most people, not for me, just because I've been doing this for 20 plus years and we had to work a lot with paper and foam board in school before I even knew that you could build an airplane, an RC airplane out of foam board. But what I typically do is I start off by cutting out the skins. And I cut all my skins first with corkback ruler, right? You guys seen these? There's a dime a dozen everywhere. And I cut all the straight edges first with my corkback ruler. Now the curved edges is where you really have to practice. That is kind of the Achilles heel. So what I typically do, or what I did when I was in school and I had to cut curved edges, is I went home and I had my kids draw a squiggly line on a piece of paper, and I took it out to my cutting mat and practiced. That was kind of my own creation, and that's how I got so good at drawing curves with my X-Acto knife freehanding, because that's the way you have to do it. You have to freehand the curves. Now, another thing we're kind of looking into is actually cutting out our skins so that when you get your kits, the skins are pre-cut. We haven't quite perfected it yet, but it's something we're definitely working towards, and that'll alleviate a step with the building process. I think it'd be awesome if you got a kit and all you had to do is cut tabs like you do with the foam board. Cut the tabs on the paper, and that would be amazing. Let me go ahead and cut these other two little quick things here before I completely lose my train of thought. So yeah, those are something we're working towards. We haven't quite perfected it yet, and I want to make sure we nail it 100% before we release it. But yeah, super cool to be able to have a pre-cut skin kit when you buy a kit. It'd be super cool, and I'm super excited for that. We just got to make it. We just got to perfect it first, and that's the thing I'm most concerned about, is getting it perfect before we release it. So yeah, so now I've got all the straight edges cut out with the ruler, the corkback ruler. I'm gonna go ahead, and I wish I had a camera up top like I normally do. I'm gonna go ahead and just freehand this curve, and I'm just gonna show you how quickly it can be done. Now I'm taking my time, not that it's any slower, but am I 100,000% perfect? No, I'm not. The reason why I don't worry about it is because these skins are set to be the size of the foam board pre-laser cut, or the kit pre-laser. So pre-laser cut skins, or pre-laser cut foam board, doesn't have the little concave that the laser puts in it once it's cut, right? So I just cut that out just like that, freehand. It's almost perfect. The only little bit that I messed up on, I don't know if you can even see that. Probably not. Microphone's getting in the way. There's a little sliver right there that you can barely even see. Looks like a whale. That's a whale of a tail. So yeah, it just takes practice. It really does. It really doesn't take that much time to cut out your skins, but you just have to practice at it. And if you don't practice, just like if you don't practice building your airframes, you're not gonna get any good at it. So anyway, that being said, I kind of showed you this. I've kind of given you a little bit of history. I really hope the video works out on this. We've been going for about 40 minutes, so I think we're going to wrap this up pretty quick. next time, if the video doesn't work out on this, I'll download the audio, and we may recover some of this history stuff so that the video will work out, because I really want it to. Just OCD, perfectionist, whatever you want to call it in me, just kind of the way it works. I need to get this worked out as best I can. I apologize if the video wasn't quite up to snuff. But once again, thank you for joining us. You guys have been amazing. Your support, I know there's only been a few of you on the stream, but your support has meant the world to me. It's meant the world to all our designers, everybody who helps out with shipping, manufacturing. It really, really does mean a lot to us. If you have any questions, let us know in the comments. We try to respond to everybody, and we hope that, you know, we can see you with a Hanger RC kit soon. I mean, oh, by the way, one more thing before I go. We're giving away a Vulture. If we reach 1,000 subscribers, we have gained drastically in the past month. We've gone up, and I know this doesn't sound like anything compared to some of the bigger channels out there, and we're dropping the bucket compared to Flight Test, but we've gone up almost 100 subscribers in the past 28 days, which is amazing. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means a ton to me. Sorry, I keep glancing over here because I'm looking at see if there are any more comments. But yeah, we've almost made 100 subscribers. We're at 600 something. We hit that 1,000. I'm going to give away a Vulture. Baker, Matthew, you're the only one here yet, so I can say, Matthew, thank you so much for all you do. Thank you, Matt. That means a lot to me. It really does, brother. It really does. It's been a really fun hobby to get into. Can't wait till my 2-year-old's big enough to fly and enjoy. Dude, when your 2-year-old is big enough, by the way, they can do it quite young. Get yourself a Vulture if you haven't already. They can do it quite young. My kids were flying at 7, I think, as earliest. There's a couple of videos on our YouTube channel. Check them out of them flying. I think one when one was 8 and one was 10. Seems like forever ago. Anyway, thank you, Matt, for your support. It really means a lot to me, man. I appreciate it. We're giving away a Vulture once we reach 1,000 subscribers. I want to give away a Vulture. I want to give away lots of airframes as we can do it. In order to do that, we need your support. And you guys have been amazing, and I really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me, and I keep saying that, but it really, truly does. I never thought in my wildest dreams that I would ever have a YouTube channel with even 600 subscribers. And here we are. We're pushing, well, we're getting close. I would like to say we're getting close to 700. I think we have 625 or 50 or some number like that. But 1,000 subscribers, we give away an airframe, and it allows us to give away a lot more airframes. Thank you again for joining us, guys. I really appreciate the ones that did jump on this feed. If you wouldn't do me a favor, please share the Hanger RC, our YouTube channel, this video. Please share it out so that we can spread the word and get the word out that there is still going to continue to be a low-cost option for airframes with skins so they can look good. This is one of my favorite airframes, by the way. This is a blast to fly. This one would never see the light of day again. It's been hanging here way too long. But anyway, we want to do lots of stuff. I'm going to try to be better at getting content released. I'm going to try to be better at these live streams. You guys seem to do like them. I don't like doing them on Facebook because even though we get more viewers, Facebook downsamples your video quality so much. Maybe the next one maybe we'll have to do a separate one on Facebook. I don't know. We'll see. But if we get more people on these, that would be awesome. I would love to chat with all of you. The good news with the smaller ones is the chat doesn't go by so quick that you can't answer half the questions. So that's good news. Anyway, 45 minutes is pretty good. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. It means the world to me. You guys know who you are. And we'll do it again soon, I promise. I have to do these kind of later at night ones, but it's what works for me and with my family and with the crazy soccer schedule we keep and everything else that's going on with 2 teenagers in the house. Once again, thank you guys much, and we will see you on the next one. Have a good one. Get out there and fly.